I sold CutCo knives, t-shirts, car detailing services to business owners, tax credit services, high ticket sales, tech sales. I've taught hundreds of people how to get tech sales jobs. I have 3 friends in the real estate industry and a couple crushing it in car sales. And with so many different sales industries, it can be very difficult for you to make the best decision on which one is best for you to join. So by the end of this video, you understand the day-to-day, the pros and cons, the barrier to entry, the earning potential, so that you don't have to go through the years of trial and error that I had to go through to figure out what's best for you. Now, there are 7 industries that we're going to be covering: software sales, real estate sales, high ticket sales, car sales, solar sales, pharmaceutical sales, and medical device sales. First things first, where all the hype is, tech sales. Bet you couldn't guess that one. Now, out of all the sales industries, in my opinion, this is the best to enter because it's the perfect balance of a barrier to entry that's easy to get through without experience or a degree, with a high earning potential, with great opportunity to develop your career in the future. What is the day-to-day as a tech sales BDR? Cold calling, prospecting, cold emails, team meetings, a lot of product demos on Zoom, and a lot of sales training if you're a beginner. It differs if you're on-site, hybrid, or remote as to what your physical day-to-day would look like. If you're remote, it's a lot less micromanaged because there's no one breathing over your shoulder. And there's also a lot of pipeline management, making sure that your data is clean and that you don't have random crap in your CRM, your customer relationship management software. Pros of tech sales: high earning potential, high career development opportunities, remote flexibility. It's a very fast growing industry. Tech sales is going nowhere anytime soon. What are the cons of tech sales? It could have a very toxic work culture, easy to burn out because it's very repetitive cold calling. There's a steep learning curve, and it's a very, very, very competitive hiring process. Because there's stories of people breaking in without degrees or experience, it can be very hard to break through the noise if you don't know what you're doing. If you need help doing that, I have a step-by-step guide in the link below with a community of 252 at this point, other job seekers trying to do the same thing you are, breaking into tech sales. After this video, I can almost guarantee you, you're gonna be in that community because you're gonna make the decision that, okay, that sounds like the best route for me. Regardless, this is a non-biased video and I'm gonna tell you the pros and cons of every other industry so you make the decision for yourself. And then for the barrier to entry, like I said earlier, I'm gonna leave that medium. People can do it without degree or experience. People with degree or experience are prioritized often, but if you have the right help, you can do it. Earning potential for tech sales: first year BDRs typically make from 50 to 70 base salary, then OTE 80 to 100. You can make more, you can make less, just average. Industry number 2, real estate sales. Now, real estate takes a long time to get traction in, but once you do, you'll make a killing. It's also very competitive because the barrier to entry is fairly low. The day-to-day of a real estate agent, you're doing a lot of client and home prospecting, so calling to see if people want to sell their home, trying to get your name on homes to get represented by the company. It's a lot of open houses and you're showing homes to clients, obviously. I'm sure we've all been in one of those. And a lot of negotiations. You got to protect your pocket and also the home seller and buyer. There is a huge earning potential, but it takes time to get there, like I said. It takes a lot of time to build traction. So that's a huge pro if you can stick in it for the long term. There's also a lot of independence. You're not working for anyone. You're on your own schedule, which means you control your pay, which is great. Some people love that. There's a very flexible schedule. A lot of times you do have to work on weekends, which is a con of it, but it's very flexible. You can make your own schedule. Another con of real estate sales is it takes a while to build up and it requires a license to sell. It's just really hard to get started. Other than that, if you could stick it out for 5 to 10 years and you build a good book of business, you'll be killing it. The barrier to entry is low, I would say, because, well, I'll say low medium, because you do need a license to start selling it, but anyone can get the license as long as they go to the school for it, which really doesn't take too long. It's an online course. The earning potential is hard to say since it's purely commission, and there's typically no base salary. Now, this varies on your location, but the average real estate sales agent takes home 2.5% of the commission of the home price. So if you sell a $1 million home, you take home 25 grand from that sale. If you do one of those every month, that's 300 grand a year. You can make a lot of money doing that. And there's no cap. So as time goes on, you'll be making more and more. Industry number 3, high ticket sales. Now, high ticket sales is a very interesting one because you're not going to find a high ticket sales closing job on Indeed. You typically have to know someone. The day-to-day is like taking discovery calls on Zoom and closing them, typically in the same call. The pros are you can make a ton of money doing it. There's super high commissions and you're taking less sales calls and getting paid more. The cons are it requires a lot of confidence. You have to build trust very fast. And if you choke, you're probably going to lose your job pretty fast because you're burning these leads for whoever you're closing them for. The barrier to entry is on the higher end of medium because you need a lot of experience to prove that you can do this, or just the soft skills in general. And it's hard to find someone to close high ticket sales for. Unless you get sucked into one of those YouTube ads that goes, "We're looking for high ticket closers." Yeah, don't be that guy. Earning potential. Typically, you get a percentage of the sale that you close. Go from 10% to 50%. And high tickets, anything over 3,000, but some programs go up from 50 to 100,000. So it depends on what you're selling. You can make a killing in high ticket sales. The 4th industry, car sales. Same as real estate, there's not really room to develop your career and get promoted into like a VP of car sales at BMW. I mean, I guess you could technically, but it's not as common as tech sales would be. But there is a very big earning potential if you do stick it out and you do build a good book of business and have return customers. The day-to-day, a lot of in-person customer service. You're walking around the lot, waiting for people to come, approaching them, building relationships with them. You're doing a lot of test drives and a lot of negotiations to figure out financial solutions for the people that want to buy the car. The pros are there's a steady customer traffic. You're not really cold calling people for them to buy a car. It's a warm lead because they're walking up to you with money in their pocket, ideally to buy the car. You get immediate feedback. If you're screwing up your sales, your manager can see and tell you exactly what you're doing wrong. Car sales is great for learning sales fundamentals because it builds the rejection muscle. It forces you to get to know people very well and earn trust quickly. And there's a lot of transferable skills into tech sales from car sales. Same with all these industries, honestly. The cons, you have to work weekends often. There's a lot of on-site hours. So you might be working 8 to 10 shifts on-site. You can't do car sales remote. Your income is directly tied to your sales volume, meaning if you sell 10 cars, then you'll make more money in commissions from 10 to 20 and so on. And there's a very high turnover for car sales reps. The barrier to entry is very low because many dealerships hire beginners and they train them from internally. So if you don't have any sales experience, you could do tech sales with the guide in the link below, or you could do car sales. Earning potential is pretty big. Often they'll pay you hourly and then commissions on top. The average car sales rep, according to Glassdoor, makes about $60,000 a year with the potential to make 100, 200, 300, 400,000, 500,000 if they really start crushing it. Fifth industry, solar sales. Solar sales can be really, 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 really tough. And it's an amazing place for people to start their career in sales because it builds your muscle to face rejection, to speak with people, and to really build grit. I don't recommend door knocking because you're going to get burnt out, odds are, after like a year or so. But if you have the opportunity to rise and it sounds good to you, go ahead. The day-to-day, you're going up to people's doors, you're knocking on them and trying to get them to buy solar. You're doing some consultations for warm leads, and you're explaining financial solutions to install their solar to try to make it make sense as much as possible. The pros, you're growing the green energy market. You're doing something good for the world, and there's strong commissions. The cons, in my opinion, they outweigh the pros here. Easy to burn out. You're getting the door slammed in your face all day. A lot of times, companies have sketchy employee agreements, and there's a high potential for burnout. Don't know if I said that already. Barrier to entry, low, purely beginners most of the time. And earning potential, 40 to 60K first year. If you really crush it, you can make more. There's a very strong commission structure. That's another pro for solar sales. Sixth industry, pharmaceutical sales. Your day-to-day is very unique. You're visiting healthcare providers, you're educating them on drug benefits and building relationships, getting that trust and trying to get them to test out your new drug. The pros are it's a very prestigious role and there's high salary plus bonuses and great health benefits and benefits in general. But the cons are it's a highly regulated industry and your drug could get stopped by FDA at any second, you're out of a job. It also takes a very long time to sell a drug to a doctor and it's very difficult to enter. The barrier to entry is very high because a lot of times you need a degree and you need experience in the field, but the earning potential is also high. Average base salary is 60 to 100K and after commissions up to 175 and then some if you get in the right company at the right time. And last but not least, medical device sales. The day-to-day for this is very interesting because you're literally attending surgeries, showing them how the product works. You're not doing the surgery yourself, but you're showing them how the product works. You're onboarding hospitals and there's a lot of follow-ups with doctors and surgeons and whatnot. There's super high commissions. It's very rewarding work. It's hard work and long cycles, but there's a ton of job security. Some of the cons are it's a very high pressure environment. There's a very steep learning curve and it's very hard to reach prospects and get your foot in the door with a surgeon or doctor if you don't really know them. It's a very referral heavy business. Barrier to entry is very high, but once you're in, it's freaking lucrative and the earning potential probably make 150 plus your first year. Here's the bottom line. Sales in general can change your life. If you get in solar, if you get in real estate, if you get in car sales, it will give you the muscle to face rejection and push through grit. And it will allow you to achieve your goals in the long run because nothing's going to stop you. My best advice to you, if you're already in one of these industries, translate it into tech sales because that's the highest earning potential with the greatest long-term career development opportunities. So you make the best decision for yourself on what industry you want to get into. Is sales even for you? I have a video right here of why tech sales might not be for you. So I'd highly recommend watching that before you fully send this. And once you do fully send it, subscribe to my channel. I'm here for you and I will help you land your dream job within 60 days. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and watch the next one.